Welcome everyone. Today I'm going to start giving you an introductory to biology for the first 9 weeks of our new school year. You can find all of these resources in our group in Schoology. This is where you'll find your YAG, your WAGs, your scope and sequence, any extra resources that you would need as well as we move forward. Here you will see that we have Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3 that we need to cover in our first semester. The first semester is going to be a total of 85 days, but you're going to break up these units. Each one's going to have its own amount of days. So in total you have 23 A and B days. You're going to break down Unit 1 into 13 A and B days, and then Unit 2, 4 A and B, and then Unit 3, 6 A and B. Now when I talk about that in total, that 13, you can divide it up 6A and 6B, or vice versa, however it works for you best. The first unit, you're going to talk about pretty much how everything's bonded, your macromolecules, how their structure and function is going to be found in everyday biology items. You'll talk about how the animal and plant cell is structured and how everything is working together. You'll help also identify the differences between bacteria, archaea, and viruses. You want to make sure you can compare and contrast the animal and plant cell along with viruses. You'll then move into cellular transport. This again will be over 4 A or B days and or 2 and 2. You want to make sure you're talking about how the cell is transporting molecules in and out of the cell, osmosis to fusion. You'll also want to make sure you incorporate your active and your passive transports. Then you're going to move into Unit 3, where you're going to go over cell energy. Again, that's going to be 6A and B, or 3 and 3. That's going to focus more on your photosynthesis and cellular respiration, where you want to make sure you're still incorporating all your macromolecules into all 3 units, and you want to make sure that you're talking about all your processing skills in all 3 units. Here we will find our blueprint, our CA blueprint. This is something that's been outlined so you can help plan backwards for your assessments. You want to start here, be able to identify all the TEAGs. Here you're going to have 5A, 5C, 5D. That'll be our readiness standards. We want to make sure that we focus on where you found those, and you can use your McGraw-Hill. Those chapters are 7, 8, 9, and 20. Then each one of these will also have a supporting, and then you'll also end up seeing that down here on the yellow, you're going to have a percentage that's going to be multiple choice and a percentage that are going to be new STAR 2.0 items. You want to make sure that you're incorporating these with your backwards planning. Don't rely on waiting for the 9 weeks assessments to be pre-planned out for you. Go ahead and create your own assessments. You can do this in Schoology, would be my strongest recommendation, because then you're able to incorporate the hot spots, drag and drops, fill in the blanks, and make a constructive response if needed. So here you can see that you're going to have a certain amount from each one of those TEAGs, each one from those chapters, and then as you move down, it's going to be a total of 12 items. You want to make sure that you are using this as you move forward through the semester with any assessments that are given. That way you can be able to incorporate the resources to better prepare your students. It's strongly recommended that you start here so your backwards planning is accurate and complete, so that way you and your students would be better prepared for any upcoming assessments for EOC. Here are the biology first 9 weeks TEAGs. These are the ones that we mainly want to make sure we're focusing on. When you go back up to your YAG and your blueprint, you can see specifically on how you might want to organize these better for your class and your style of teaching. Remember, if it's in red, it's a readiness standard, and if it's in green, it's supporting. So you want to make sure you're looking at the language, so that way you can better design and use the resources that are given to you. So again, like 5C, investigate homeostasis. This is our cell transport. We want to make sure that you give them a lot of visuals. There are some labs that are incorporated in McGraw-Hill. They would be really good to help support this investigation. Also found in Schoology, you'll see that you'll find your unit guides. This one here for biology is units 1 through 3. It's going to give you a unit overview. It's going to give you your dates. So it'll show you that it'll run from August the 4th through September the 9th. All these unit guides are going to include everything from your vocabulary to all your TIGs to your big ideas. You'll also find that you'll have more performance tasks. It'll include different projects you can use, different labs, places you can access these things as well. So in this particular overview, you can see how it's already broken down, chapter 1, 7, 8, and 20. So it's already going to flow for you. As you see, you have the student expectations. Make sure that you're incorporating these throughout so that way you are better prepared when it comes to EOC and assessments. And we want the students to have the big idea. Remember, it's up to your campus and district how you want to flow these. If you want to start in different locations or pick and choose however is best for your teaching style. Just make sure that you are covering all of these within this time frame so that way you're better prepared for upcoming assessments. Here's an example and a continuation of our unit guides. Here on the right is going to have your secondary science performance task information. This is going to have a rubric. This rubric you will be able to find in the high school science Schoology course once it is open. And then you'll want to make sure that you can use these different types of projects. These are suggested, they are not required. However, it is our strongest recommendation that you try to use one or two of the projects so that way the students have the best investigation and the big idea experiences that they can to understand moving forward in this topic. Here you can see that these are going to be our STEM projects, and they can support and provide short constructed responses and writing skills. So again, this is one of the suggested projects. Once the students are able to complete these labs and these hands-on experiences, then it'll be better for them and more fluid for them to be able to start constructing their own responses in mini lab reports. We encourage using these because we want to enhance their writing skills, as it is a requirement to have constructed responses now on our EOC biology and all of our assessments. So the more hands-on you give them, the more investigation, the better they are to find the big idea and then be able to communicate that in writing. And just a reminder, you have different tools for teaching. You're going to find a lot of the different types of resources in your unit guides. As you go through, there are some embedded activities that are in there that are suggested. You can find a lot of it pre-made for you. There's Kahoot links, PhET links. You also have some in McGraw-Hill. They already have labs and activities already outlined for you. Just have to download them and then just give them to the students and find what's best fit for your teaching style. Again, you just want to make sure that you show a lot of different differentiation because no student learns the same, and the more variables that you try to expose the student to, the better comprehension and understanding that they can have for that foundation moving forward into future topics.